The house looked gentle. It was small and tidy. It was painted a soft, hopeful color. Inside, the light was always dim, as if to protect sensitive eyes. The walls of one bedroom were a shade of bubblegum pink. Stuffed animals sat in neat rows on shelves. A little bed was covered in a princess comforter. In the corner, a wheelchair waited patiently, its metal frame a constant presence in the quiet room. A mother moved through this space with a practiced, steady grace. Her hands were always busy. She was always caring for her child. She smiled with a tired warmth as she helped feed her daughter. She carefully smoothed the girl's fine hair and tucked soft blankets around her small frame. The room felt like a sanctuary. The picture it presented felt like a promise of unwavering love. Outside the walls of this pink room, the world was a series of sterile, impersonal spaces. There were hospital corridors that smelled of antiseptic. There were the hushed waiting rooms of clinics. Doctors and nurses with kind, serious faces came and went. Their clipboards held stacks of papers filled with medical jargon. Many tests were written down, a history of procedures and specialist visits. The girl knew the geography of the local clinic by heart. She could name the humming, beeping machines that were part of her routine. Her mother told the same story to every new face, her voice filled with a compelling mix of sorrow and strength. She would explain that the girl needed constant, vigilant care. She insisted the girl was fragile, her body a collection of ailments. The world saw what the mother presented. It saw a pale, sweet-faced child who could not walk on her own. It saw a girl confined to a chair. It saw teeth missing. It saw eyes wide behind thick glasses. The world felt a deep, immediate pity. People wanted to help. There is a name for this kind of control. It is a chilling clinical term: Munchausen syndrome by proxy. For years, the story held together perfectly. It was a seamless narrative of struggle and perseverance. But over time, little things began to appear that did not fit. A photograph from a family event showed the girl standing on her own 2 feet, smiling. A forgotten medical record noted the patient was able to eat solid food by herself. A doctor vaguely remembered the girl moving her legs without any apparent difficulty. These small details were like tiny cracks spreading across a flawless surface. The warmth in the room began to feel thin and artificial. It was hiding in plain sight, buried in mundane details. Unnecessary procedures, conflicting dates, changing allergies. The mother, Dee Dee, kept her story tight. She was the sole keeper of her daughter's history, and she guarded it fiercely. She would smile sweetly at one moment, then cry with exhaustion the next. She told people she was both a brave warrior and a tired victim. The girl, Gypsy Rose, learned her part well. She knew the lines and which symptoms to claim on which days. As the girl grew into a young woman, she discovered a world her mother did not know and could not control. She learned to use the internet. She learned how to create secret social media profiles. Online, she was not the sick girl in the wheelchair. She was just a girl. She could be funny. She could be smart. In this digital realm, she met someone. He listened to her. He did not see a collection of symptoms. He saw a girl who was sharp-witted and deeply sad. He listened to the secrets no one at home had ever heard. She could confess small, forbidden truths. She could type words she was never allowed to speak. She was unwell because of her mother's care. The online messages became a lifeline. A plan began to form in small, hesitant steps. The gentle quiet became the suffocating silence before a storm. Gypsy was learning to be two people, obedient by day, restless by night. The escape was no longer a fantasy. It was becoming a desperate necessity. She began to imagine a day without the wheelchair, without the feeding tube, without the litany of lies. Then, in June of 2015, a grave and shocking event occurred. The private pain hidden for so long behind a closed door was suddenly thrust into the bright, harsh light of public view. The event was a violent rupture. The small, gentle house was no longer a sanctuary. It was a crime scene. The news spread quickly. First a confusing post, then a full-blown criminal investigation. This turning point forced the world to look closer, to re-examine everything accepted as truth. They read records, spoke to doctors and neighbors, and saw a pattern of deception. The layers of care and control, of love and abuse, were peeled back one by one. The legal proceedings laid bare profound, systematic abuse, not by a stranger, but by a mother. The consequences were immediate and devastating: grief for a life lost, and a complicated relief for the daughter. The consequences were severe. Yet, in a terrible paradox, the crime also led to her liberation. For the first time, she could speak her own truth to the world, without her mother's script. The unraveling was brutal, but it was the beginning of a new chapter toward discovering who she was without the mask of illness. The images remain: the pink room, the empty wheelchair, a small hand reaching for a keyboard in the dark. Grief, anger, a slow, steady, complicated sense of relief.